2013, 56-year-old Roger Miro grabbed a bag of trash from his apartment and then walked out into the hall until he reached the trash chute. He dropped his trash bag inside, he closed the trash chute, and he realizes he doesn't have his phone. Roger was legally blind, so it made looking for small things in his apartment quite difficult. He went to the living room, to the bedroom, to the bathroom, but there was no cell phone. And so Roger thought maybe when he walked to the trash chute, he might have dropped the phone in the hallway. But all along the way, there was no phone on the ground. Maybe I accidentally put my phone in the trash bag that I have now just dropped down this trash chute. One of his neighbors walked out into the hall and the neighbor said, well, hey, why don't you go down to the first floor and ask the manager if you can get the key to the trash room. Now, this manager knew he was not allowed to let anybody who lived in the apartment complex go into that trash room on their own. The manager was waiting for a very important phone call and so couldn't really leave his office and said, okay, you know what? I'll just give you the key. You can go in there on your own and go looking for your cell phone. I hope you find it. A few hours later, Roger's wife came home from work, and when she got to the apartment, Roger wasn't in there. And so she, operating on a gut instinct, called the police and reported him missing. Two police officers show up at this apartment building. One of the neighbors who had seen Roger earlier said, hey, he lost his phone, and the last I spoke to him, he was going to go down to the trash room. They go to the trash room and they try the door and it's unlocked. Right in the middle of this totally nondescript windowless room was this huge green dumpster. And above the green dumpster, high up on the ceiling, was this round opening. And that was the bottom of the trash chute. The rest of the dumpster was completely welded shut. They also saw a ladder had been propped up on the left side of the dumpster. And when they looked down into this tunnel, down into the dumpster, they found Roger. After Roger got that key from the manager, there was a ladder nearby, so he grabbed it and he propped it up and he looked down into the tunnel. And as he was looking, either some trash from the ceiling fell down and struck him, causing him to lose his balance, or he just slipped somehow and he tumbled into the tunnel, down into the dumpster. This was a trash compactor. His body triggered an electronic sensor that activated the trash compactor. But there was no ladder inside this tunnel and it was nearly vertical. So there was no way to climb up and out of it. There was nowhere for him to go. And so he was forced to just wait as this hydraulic press slowly moved across until it finally reached him and crushed him. All we know is Roger was trapped inside of this dumpster for several hours. And over that period of time, more and more trash was dropped down the chute, activating the press over and over and over again. Roger's wife would sue the manager of the apartment building as well as the company that owned the apartment building for their negligence, but the outcomes of that case have not been made public.